everybody, and welcome to Formula 2 in SLR. We're in the second race in Belgium. The track is Spa, very interesting track. Talking to you from the commentary booth are Everson Axolotl and Boosted Mess.
Yep, good afternoon everybody. I hope you're all ready for a good one. Spa is one of our favourite track, I think, amongst quite a lot of the drivers here. And a real mix of straights and tight technical corners. So yeah, looking forward to a really good race today, I think.
Everybody's doing the qualifying on the software compound. Seems like he's called Make Spin today, but it's actually McKender. So yeah, he's out in the lead. He's been very fast last season, so we're expecting him to be kind of far up at least. We only have 14 drivers today, not a very full grid today.
Yeah, strange for such a popular track. You would have thought there'd been more people in today, but yeah, it is what it is. We shall see how we go. I think we'll definitely still get quite the show. We've got all the big names that are currently at the front of the championship involved in today's race, so I expect quite a lot of tight fighting.
By the way, if anyone's confused, we are not to SLR Tier 3. There's been a bit of a technical issue. No, we're streaming Formula 2 and we're streaming Belgium. So yeah, you can feel free to stick around, even though you want to watch 2SRL though. It's going to be a very interesting race if we can judge it from the previous races here.
Yeah, well, I mean, all week this week in the Tier 4, 3 and 2, I think, well, I can't remember if Tier 2 did or not, but we've had rain in most of the Spa races this week. Lots of changeable weather conditions. Looks like Pretorius is going to take pole.
Yeah, he just edged it out, just 2/100ths of a
Oh, wow. Yeah.
McKender. Zahini is also very close behind them, so top 3 is very, very close here.
Pretorius, of course, leading the championship so far after the first round last week. Won the feature race. Took pole there as well, I believe.
Crazy that these drivers are so I don't think
he didn't.
I think
no.
Pretorius had a pretty bad qualifying, actually.
Yeah, he came from quite far back. So yeah, so nice pole there. So 4 points, extra 4 points for Pretorius.
It's crazy how close these drivers are. The top 5 are within 2/10, and that's on such a long track. They almost have 2 seconds of a lap time. Keyboard Magnussen actually does have 2 seconds of a lap 2 minutes of a lap time. I think he made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, he must have run wide or wiggled somewhere where he shouldn't have.
And by the way, Draghi, no time in qualifying again. I think he had the same issue last race, but he managed to get back up quite a bit through the ranks. Let's see what he can make happen today. Because he's one of those really quick drivers, but he tends to kind of bottle it in qualifying.
Yeah, it's funny how much of a difference it can be from quali to like a race pace. Something I struggle with a lot myself as well. To be fair, I feel like I have a better race pace in qualifying, but a lot of that's kind of, I guess, as daft as it sounds, it's almost like nerves, I suppose. Or yeah. you know that this is the one that matters. This is the league race. This is the one where you're going to be scoring points. It's not just a practice.
You gotta nail that one lap, and as soon as you make the smallest mistake, there's a good chance that you just invalidate your lap, and you can start over again. But of course, in Formula 2, you can't start over because it's only one-shot qualifying.
I suppose pressure would be a better way of describing it. It's not nerves at all. It's pressure of having that one lap. So we're just waiting for everybody to load in. Sorry, on you go.
Yeah, we're ready to go for the first lap now. I was just gonna say it. I think it very much depends on the driver. Like you say, for you, it's kind of hard to get that perfect lap sometimes. For me, I'd say it's the opposite actually. For me, it's once I get in that zone, once I manage to really focus, I can get a perfect qualifying lap in, and that's gonna be really quick. But then in the race, I sometimes just drop off because I don't have anything to focus on. But yeah, it really depends on the driver, I think. Switch perspective. There we go. Oh, it's so beautiful to watch these cars go up
I'm so excited for this race. I've really been looking forward to this one all week.
It is.
Of course, we've got Monza next week as well, so we've got quite a nice back-to-back set of tracks coming up here.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a break week, isn't it? I'm not sure. I thought I saw something earlier, but I might be mistaken there.
I will confirm that before the end of the stream. So, not Iceman, sorry, McKender looked like he had a bit of a strange moment there, just coming on towards No Name.
I can actually confirm it right now. We have a break week in between, so there's going to be
Oh,
one week
man.
break and then we have Monza afterwards.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I was looking forward to that. Oh well. One more week to whet the appetite, I suppose.
Meanwhile, while we're heading towards the start finish straight again, very slowly, let's talk about tires. We have McKenna and P2 going for the medium tires at the start of the race. So he wants to go far into the race. Let's see though if he can keep the drivers behind. Then Joel and P11 and Greg at the back also on mediums. I think that might be a very good strategy for Greg.
Yeah, even for McKenna, if he can manage to, I mean, it's going to be difficult for him to defend, but if he can manage to just make it hard for the likes of Sassanidis and Icewind and such to get into a position where they can pass him, probably by just staying within Pretorius' DRS range, he might actually be able to drag those mediums around for quite a lot of the race and put himself in quite a good position towards the end of the race. Pretorius lines us up on the start-finish line. We get ready for the beginning of our second race of this season at the mighty Spa racetrack. This is going to be a good one, so here we go. The lights are coming on, revs are going, everybody's ready. 5 lights on, and we are go in Spa-Francorchamps now. We come speeding down towards the first corner. It looks like, I think that's Ace Boy's actually had a... Oh no, Sassanidis has had a wonderful start. Tries to go around the outside of Pretorius there in the first corner. I think they're side by side now, coming down towards Eau Rouge. Somebody's very wide in the background. Pretorius has retaken that first position. Bit of side by side action in the back there, coming into Eau Rouge. Are they going to hold it? It looks like that's Crystals and Ace Boy. Oh, yes. And Crystals has spun out.
And his Aiken crashed.
And his Aiken as well.
There. Yeah. That's a shame for his Aiken. I don't think he could have done anything there. There was just a car spinning in front of him.
Yep, and we've straight away we have a safety car. So.
Classic Formula 2.
Crystals, yeah, managed to survive that, which I'm amazed at, if I'm honest. But yeah, he has some wing damage, so no DNF for him. Just a quick pit during the safety car period. He should manage to pit, I think, and then catch back up at the back of the grid.
I think he's still gonna have to do another pit stop afterwards, though, right? In Formula 2, I believe, if you do the first pit stop within the first, was it 3 laps? You have to go again?
it won't count. Yep, your mandatory pit stop has to be after your first. Yeah, I think it is your first 3 laps.
Yeah, so we're still not gaining anything from this.
Just a quick heads up. Eversnacks, you need to turn your volume up by about 10-15%, Sonny says. But yeah, we slowly make our way back around the. Well, Pretorius is bunching everybody up and guiding everybody around the rest of this track up to the back of the safety car.
Tests. All right, let me know if this is better or if I should increase it a bit more. Yeah, we're heading around the track here. Very good start by Sassanidis. At some point he was alongside Pretorius, I believe, and almost overtook him. But Pretorius took the inside line into turn 1 with that.
It looked incredibly close. I thought they would be going side by side into Eau Rouge as well, but yeah, they managed to sort out their positions before they got there.
Yeah, I think everybody just kind of decided that it's not worth fighting these F2 cars into Eau Rouge, because that's just really alright, I can't talk. Really dangerous in the... Oh, and Crystal is not heading into the pits, so Crystal now carrying on with that wing damage in order to pit after the first 3 laps.
Okay, well actually, you know what, that's maybe not such a bad idea, because the safety car is going to lead us round for probably at least another lap if the previous F2 races are anything to go by.
That's true, so maybe you can pit this lap and still do a pit stop under the safety car.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. Either that, or if he waits until the safety car comes in,
it's gonna
and
be
the race
better
goes green, and then he pits, surely.
Yeah,
no?
It's better than pitting under a safety car anyway. Well, it's better than pitting in the first few laps under a safety car anyway. You don't want to have to do that extra pit stop.
I agree, Sonny. I really like the sound of these engines. They're a really strange sound, but I quite like them. maybe a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I'd argue that the F2 engines actually sound a bit nicer than the current F1 engines. Maybe going to get shot down for saying that, but
I'm just gonna keep switching between cars to give you more sound. Beautiful. I hope I didn't give anyone procedure with that. If I did, I'm extremely sorry. So yeah, we have 13 cars left after that first lap. Of course, the safety car in Spa always sucks because there's such a huge part already lost to the safety car.
Yeah.
Because we only have 13 laps, even in the feature race. I think it's going to be 11 laps in the sprint race. So if there's a safety car in the sprint race like we did last year, we're not going to have much of a race left.
A good time to have a look at the position changes as we slowly make our way around here. So it looks like, Sassanidis making one position up, so he manages to get by McKender within that first, first couple of corners even that we had there. Iceman keeps his 4th position. Aceboy and Backrow both making positions up. That's as a result of the chaos that was up ahead of them, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was
the big winners are Gerla and Dragon, so they've managed to put themselves almost into the middle of the pack here.
Yeah, those
just by avoiding everything.
Those two starting at the back got past both Keyboard Magnus and Max Builds at the start, and then of course Crystal spinning into Zaken helped him out a lot there. Joel also, I think, making up another position at the start.
Yeah, I actually didn't quite see what happened at the back there. I don't know if you caught it on the stream there at all.
I managed to catch a bit of it. I think it was just Crystal spinning out of Radeon.
Okay.
And the Zaken just went straight into him. I didn't catch all of it, but it really didn't look like the Zaken had any chance to avoid that.
Yeah, I just kind of saw in the background a bit of commotion going on there, and somebody not quite where they should have been on track, and then yeah, kind of all hell broke loose from there. As we go around for another lap behind the safety car, so it's a bit of a mission to harder than it looks, I say, to stay behind the safety car without bumping into people and whatnot. Everybody's so close to one another. You have to be really careful not to tap anybody. It's so easy done, and then it usually ends in a time penalty or a drive-through for both drivers.
Yeah, it's really you lose a lot of the race to a safety car. I think we've already lost like 2.5 laps now, which is give me 1 second to calculate everything. It's going in my brain. That's a 1/5 of the race. So yeah, a good part of the race already gone. And these drivers, well, some of these drivers are going to be happy about that, because if you started at the front like Pretorius or I guess McKender on the alternate strategy, they're going to be happy about that because they had such a good starting position. But for Dragon, it's going to be really hard to make up positions now.
Yeah. It will be.
Oh! I should not have looked at Dragon. Almost spinning under a safety car.
Wow.
That was extremely close. Phew, but he managed to catch it. I don't think there's any damage. I think he just managed to avoid that wall.
Yeah, just caught himself out there as he's warming up his tyres. I'd assume the safety car is probably going to come in this lap, so we'll watch for the notification at the bottom of the screen any minute now. And then we'll be underway. Of course, the benefit from our viewing point of things here is that everybody's going to have less laps to fight their way to the front, which means possibly a bit more action. Safety car is indeed in this lap.
Alright, wonderful. So we're not going to
racing
the race now. I think Crystal is going to pull into the pits as soon as the safety car's in.
Yes, I think so too. Torius bunching up the pack already. Everyone trying to get their tyres as warm as possible now and keep them up to temperature until they get to the start-finish straight.
It's going to be interesting for McKender on the medium tyres, and of course also for Joel and Dragon, because they're going to have a bit less traction here at the restart, but not quite as bad as at the standing start at the start of the race.
Yeah, McKender's still in a good position on those mediums in third, so he's going to have to try and hang on to the front runners here and hope to get a tow around the track. Pretorius still just slowly guiding us around the final chicane here.
Very wide there, trying to get the best exit possible.
And he's gone, he's
heading
gone.
into the pits.
Iceland, yeah, right enough, in the pits already. So maybe he's going for a similar strategy there then. As we come down towards Eau Rouge for the first time after the safety car
Joel
restart
and
now.
back row going side by side, and now Gola's getting into the action, I think.
Oh,
Yes,
wow,
it's Gola
okay.
definitely profiting off that. Yeah, he saw that chance, and he's making up positions. That was an amazing restart by Gola. Yeah, he saw
quite a jump,
back
yeah.
row and Joel were fighting really hard into turn 1, and Gola just kind of went past him.
He's vulnerable now down the Camel straight here. We're 2 wide and almost looking like we're going to go 3 wide into the chicane. He's going to be the winner here. All 3 make it right.
That's a spin.
No.
Joel's out, and there's a touch as well.
Somebody else spun there as well with him. Who was that? Can't tell who that was. Joel and somebody else, I think, spun. Yes, it is. He has wing damage now too.
Okay. And now Gola's losing position to Dragon as well.
Joel makes it away with no damage, so he lives to fight another day. I almost thought we were going to get around that corner cleanly there. That looked incredible. 3 cars coming wide around the corner.
Yeah, but I think on the inside he just didn't have enough traction.
Kender's doing a really good job of hanging onto the back of Sassanides there.
Yeah, Sassanides definitely having to defend here even. McKender is not planning to give up on attacking here.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on the boys in front. He's doing exactly what he needs to be doing here to really make use of those medium tyres before switching to the softs for a sprint to the finish.
Yeah,
he's
because
in a
he
really good place.
He knows that the soft runners are going to be able to extend their first stint now that we have had a safety car.
Yep.
So he's gonna have to push a bit more to counter that. Oh, and there's a battle into the chicane, into bus stop, and Sassanides is keeping that position, but there was a big touch there. Yep. I wonder if there's any damage from that. That was front wing against wheel, I believe.
I'd imagine we'll see a report to the FIA from that after the race. Neither of them look to have any damage, so I think they both got away with that.
Ace Boy now also heading into the pits, so is Max Schultz with the wing damage. McKender right behind Sassanides still, and going down the straight. Now I think he got a really good exit that could actually be a possible overtake here.
So Gerla's coming onto the Kemmel straight now as well. He is chasing down Dragon.
It's not quite enough without the DRS. I think you need the DRS to actually catch up several tenths on the straight there.
Yep. He's within that 1 second window now, so we'll have DRS on the next lap, and he just dips a tyre into the gravel there and spins it into the wall.
And that's wing damage as well, so Gola probably going to have to pit for a wing now.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. He had such a good drive up from the back of the grid there at the beginning of the race. So that's really unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, McKender still putting pressure on Sassanides here. He's so close. He's almost pushing him around the track just about. Incredible on medium tyres as well.
A bit further back we now have Crystal putting some pressure on Futuristic. They both just pitted for fresh mediums. Crystal definitely looking to go a bit quicker here. McKender really catching up to Sassanides though.
Oh, there's a first time penalty. Yeah. Let's see if McKender can do anything down the start finish straight then. I think it would be a bit brave if he does, but he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he managed to really get a good run through that bus stop chicane there.
He's just gonna
right behind Sassanides now.
Yep, I think he's just gonna play it safe and wait for the Camel straight. DRS is now enabled.
I think that's the best way to make an overtake happen, and he does already have the overspeed on Sassanides, so looking pretty good for now. Yeah, absolutely good run out of there, and I think that's going to be the overtake.
Yeah, he's got a really good bit of speed on now.
And he's already passed before the corner. And that's
question now then.
McKender on the mediums then.
The question now is can Sassanides get back on him?
Or can McKender now catch up to Pretorius? He's been looking very racy.
Yep.
As he locks up now. Of course, in these F2 cars, it's a lot easier to lock up the tires than in the F1 cars. So that makes it a bit harder.
And, coming onto the Kemmel straight now, we've got Futuristic and Crystal's well within DRS range now, so this looks like it's going to be another pass here. Futuristic goes defensive. Crystal's forced to go around the outside of him. It looks like he is going to make that pass, though. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, the speed difference is really big here. Oh, and Joel just got past Keyboard Magnussen. As Futuristic gets 3 seconds behind Crystal now.
Joel, unfortunate with the penalty there. Futuristic has a penalty as well, so that's the only 2 guys currently with penalties. I think it's 3 seconds each.
Oh, and now back row is catching up to the back of Sachinidis. I think we've just seen him set a fastest lap of the race before, so he's looking pretty fast as well. Trying to catch up to the back of Sachinidis, maybe make an overtake happen there if Sachinidis is out of the DRS window.
Oh, and somebody jumps into the pit there. That is Sachinidis who pits, and back row pits with him.
Yes. Yep. So Pretorius staying on 1 more lap. I think Pretorius has been conserving the tires a bit. It looked like he suddenly gained some pace as soon as Kendra got past Sachinidis.
Oh, Keyboard Magnussen just has a little bit of a scrub on the wall as he's coming into the pit entrance there, and speeds into the pit lane.
Yeah, it's really easy to mess up the pit entry on this track. It's extremely tight, and I can't. I guess it's pretty hard in these F2 cars, especially.
Yeah, it's so easy to lock up the rear wheels on these cars, which is something that's unusual for people who are driving predominantly in the F1 cars. But yeah, it's easy done in these cars, and it's a very strange sensation. The back just kind of flicks itself around ahead of the front. And yeah, in the tight entrance on that pit lane there, I think that's exactly what happened to Keyboard Magnussen as he rejoins the race now.
So fresh medium. Sachinidis just got out of the pits right behind Ace Boy, and he's already using the DRS to catch up. As Dragon also gets 30-second time penalty at the front, well, in P3 he is currently, which is actually pretty good. Dragon started in pretty much at the very back, and now he's in P3. Of course, he's on the opposite strategy. He's going to have to pit for the soft tires at the end. But yeah, looking pretty fast for him.
Pretorius is managing to keep that gap to McKender at the minute. It
Not
seems
quite.
fairly
I've
average.
been watching it a bit. I've been watching a bit. Pretorius had, I think, 1.7 seconds before. I think McKender is ever so slightly catching up. I think these soft tires might actually be getting slower.
I would expect to see Pretorius diving into the pits on this occasion, though.
I'd assume so too. Yes.
Does, yep.
So now the new race leader, McKender, starting on the opposite strategy from P2. We'll have to see how it looks after the pit stops then.
Dragon inherits P2, and Joel will surely inherit P3. Interesting thing here then, we've got Dragon and Joel both with penalties. If Iceman can close that gap, he stands to possibly get a podium here today.
Icewind also going past Pretorius now, which is interesting because Icewind started behind Pretorius, and they're on a similar strategy. So Pretorius lost out quite a bit here by pitting a bit later. And now he's got Ace Boy right behind him. He's warming up his tires. He's really trying to start going really quick within that first lap. But yeah, Ace Boy with the DRS behind, and Ace Boy also on somewhat fresh medium tires.
Sachinidis also with DRS behind Ace Boy, so both drivers bearing down on Pretorius now. Pretorius is going to have to do a bit of defending on this lap while he gets those mediums up to temperature. While at the front, McKender continues to charge away from the rest of the field. He's got a 5-second gap to Dragon now. So yeah, I would have said he's got a very strong strategy for today. Definitely that he was able to hang on to the leaders there with the mediums while they were on the softs. And so far seems to be really working out in his favour.
And like you said earlier, it's looking really good for Icewind, who pitted extremely early. I think Icewind dove into the pits right after the safety car. And those mediums are going to be a bit slower towards the end of the race, I assume. But he's going to get past Dragon and Joel as soon as they pit.
Oh, there's the yellow flag in Sector 2.
Oh, who's that?
That's Gerla having a bit of a moment there. It doesn't look like there's any damage to the car, so I think just a spin or something. But he's got Max bearing down on him, and Sachinidis picks up a penalty.
Yeah, that's gonna be harsh for his end of the race, because he's fighting several cars here, and they're all going to be able to pass if they don't
Joel
have penalties.
picks up another penalty as well.
Meanwhile, McKendra dragging now into the pits for the soft tires. Gonna be very interesting to watch where they come out. I'm gonna follow Pretorius, I think, to see if he comes out in front or behind McKendra here.
Yep, so this is time to push now for McKendra and see how many positions he can claw back now.
Yeah,
He has
so
dropped
he's
down
on fresh
quite
softs.
far away.
On fresh softs though, and right behind these other guys, so he's gonna have DRS and the triple slipstream. That should make him quite quick on this straight, and he's gonna be able to catch up a bit.
Oh, and Ace Boy picks up a penalty now too. Let's see, McKendra unable to close that gap on this occasion.
Yeah, but I'd assume he'll be able to catch up quite a bit as the cars in front are fighting between each other.
Yep.
And of course they're all medium tires. McKendra really needs to make use of those fresh softs right now. He has 4 laps remaining to call those positions back.
Icewind doesn't manage to pull away a bit further from Pretorius, and he's going to get involved in this three-way fight as well. So, oh no, McKendra picks up a penalty now as well. And we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think Pretorius has had some kind of an incident there in Sector 3. He's suddenly lost 2 seconds to Icewind. Sorry, it's Joel. Joel having a bit of a moment there.
Oh yeah, he's lost a lot of time to Icewind. Yeah, that's, I think, more than 2 seconds even.
And McKendra's going for a move on Sassanides here now, coming in towards the bus stop chicane. He's on the inside.
Yeah, he's staying on the inside through that corner, and he's made it stick. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the DRS now, though. If McKendra doesn't get the DRS on Ace Boy, then that's going to suck. Oh, and he locks up.
He's close enough. I think he might have just done it. Joel pitting now for his set of softs. McKendra does not have DRS.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he gets it in Orus though, because that's the only place where it really matters. That's the big overtaking zone, and I think he's close enough now. Keyboard Magnussen also getting 3 seconds. Everybody's getting 3 seconds right now.
This is very quickly becoming a race where driving cleanly is going to see you making some big points.
Meanwhile, Icewind inheriting the race lead without a penalty currently, and
McKendra immediately under pressure from Sassanides though. He has a little peek but thinks better of it.
Yeah, now McKendra has another chance to catch up to Ace Boy, who's right behind Pretorius. Oh, and Sassanides. Every time I watch somebody there about to spin.
Oh, and in the background as well, back row having a big wiggle coming off the same corner.
Yeah, I should really just stop following drivers. I'm kind of worried for the safety at this point. Yeah, that's going to be harsh on Sassanides, because on those mediums it's going to be hard to catch back up to McKendra here, because McKendra, Ace Boy, and Pretorius have a really good pace currently, and that's despite fighting for position. And Icewind actually catching, well, not catching, but getting a bit of a gap to Pretorius, I think, and extending that gap just ever so slightly. Oh, McKendra right on the back of Ace Boy now.
He's going to go for another move like he did on the previous lap here.
The thing is, if you make a move here and you can make it stick and you stay within the 1 second window, then that's a really good idea. But you really need to stay within that 1 second window, because otherwise it's going to be hard down the Camel Straight.
So he's going for a dive into the chicane now.
He is, and I've seen him brake really late into bus stop. So
it puts him on the outside, but he goes for the switchback now. He has DRS, of course. So does Ace Boy.
McKendra getting the fastest lap right now.
He's going to be on the outside for this first corner. I would have thought he would have switched back again and gone down the inside of him, but he decides to hold the outside line, and quite sensibly pulls back in behind Ace Boy for the corner up ahead.
And that's allowing Pretorius to make a bit of a gap now. He has the chance to catch up to Icewind now. McKendra right on the tail of Ace Boy now. They're almost touching.
Yeah, both of them have DRS, so this is hurting McKendra's chances of getting past here. They're going side by side into the corner.
That was extremely close racing there.
Just pulls it around the outside there. Somehow manages to just hang on to it. Ace Boy's now all over the back of him though. Is he going to try and
Bit of a
Get that
lock up
position
there
back.
from McKenna as well. But I think these softs are still really quick, and he's going to be able to make a bit of a gap to Ace Boy now.
Pretorius is just able to run away now and close that gap to Icewind.
Yeah, he's catching up to Icewind extremely quickly. I think we might see a chance of an overtake in the last lap even.
Oh god, yeah, we're on lap 11 already. How does this always happen?
I think in Spa it's even worse, and we've had the safety car as well, so we've only had about 8 laps of racing. You really don't expect the race to be over already. By the way, Dragon catching up to back row really quickly. He's on fresh softs, so he's going to be quite a bit quicker than back row, I believe.
He should be able to close that gap and prepare himself for an attack either on the start-finish straight or onto the Kemmel straight.
Ace Boy in P4 now, outside of the DRS window, so McKenna is free to attack Pretorius for position. I don't think it really matters for McKenna because Pretorius doesn't have a time penalty, and from how we know Pretorius, he's not going to get one either. So yeah, McKenna really just fighting on track here, trying to get the best position he can, while Iceman can potentially make a bit of a gap in front. Of course, those two are BWT teammates, so maybe McKenna wants to help out his teammate Iceman there a bit. As now Dragon is really close to back row.
Kind of hard to decide which fight to stay with, but it looks like Dragon is now all over the back of back row. Is going to get the DRS and should get this moved on pretty easily.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of overspeed. Oh, and McKenna also got past Pretorius.
Oh, McKenna ran the outside of the corner again, but he's still on the outside now. Pretorius is going to send it up the inside. He touched wheels.
Ooh, that was
wow.
Very close. That could have ended very badly for Pretorius there.
I'm just trying to see if he's got damage. Pretorius is missing an end plate, I think. Is he or is he not? I can't quite see that.
I'm not seeing any damage.
No, he's not. I think he got away with that, so it was just a wheel bang then.
Yeah, so Dragon also managed to make the overtake on back row stick. He's up to P6 now, but does have penalties. I will actually show the penalties now, because those are getting very interesting now. Yeah, Dragon 6 seconds of penalties, so he's going to have to make a very big gap to back row really quickly.
Pretorius is now going to come under pressure from Ace Boy. He's managed to get back within that DRS range now.
Surely Pretorius has heated up his tires a bit.
Back row picks up a penalty, and so does Crystals.
Oh, so now Dragon actually has a good chance to stay in front of back row here. Crystals
we now have the only 2 drivers now on the grid without a penalty are Icewind, who's leading this race, and Pretorius, who's currently in 3rd.
And Icewind, who's looking to take the 2nd position back. He's going to have the DRS now on McKenna, while McKenna doesn't have DRS.
Icewind's managed to make 3 positions in this race and get out to the front and hold it. He's had a really good race today.
Yeah, Icewind really racing well here. He had the perfect strategy and he's hanging on to that first place. He's even holding the gap to McKenna here. So, doing very well.
Oh no, Pretorius!
Oh, never mind what I said earlier. That's going to be a battle to the finish line, I think. Because now both of these drivers have penalties, both McKenna and Pretorius. And
there's a position change
right there. But there might be a switchback. McKenna taking the inside line. Not quite close enough. He's going to stay behind for now. Pretorius on pretty fast mediums, by the way, so his tires aren't that much worse than those of McKenna would be. And I think McKenna has been locking up a lot, so those front tires might not be looking too good right now.
Dragon looks like he fancies a go at Sassanides at some point before the end of this lap. He's all over the back of him.
Oh yeah, and they're already going side by side almost into this turn. Dragon really wants to get past here. Meanwhile, McKenna's still hanging on to Pretorius, but Pretorius now within the 2nd of Icewind as well.
Top 3 only separated by 1 second now.
Dragon almost making that move on Sassanides. He really wants to get past, but I think he has more penalties actually. Yes, he does. And back row is within 3 seconds, so it's going to be very likely that Dragon's going to lose a position at the end of the race anyway.
Come up the back of the track for the last time in this race.
Yeah, we're going to check this out because it's actually a battle for the lead, and if somebody gets a good run here, they could still have a chance for P1. No, Dragon getting past.
Oh, someone's gone very wide. That's McKenna's gone completely wide there on the final chicane there. Completely overshot the apex.
Yeah,
Icewind
it's still
taking
fine.
the victory here.
Ace Boy behind Vikander also has a time penalty, so no position changes here. Icewind taking that victory in the feature race. Yeah, very, very strong race there.
That was a commanding run from Icewind. We'll just wait for Crystals to come over. He will take third position.
Yeah, and a very
Futuristic,
clean
there's a
race as
change
well.
of position between Joel and Futuristic in the back there. A bit of wiggling.
Yeah, I think that was into the last chicane. But
Won't change
Futuristic's gonna take
anything.
it back.
Yep. And, and they touch as they cross the line.
Now we have Keyboard Magnus and Max Bills still filing into the start and finish straight, finishing up this race.
Is Max Spirits close enough to take advantage of Keyboard Magnussen's penalties? I don't think he is.
Yeah, that would be. He would have to catch up quite a bit there. Nah, he also has 6 seconds of penalties, so there is not going to be a position change here.
Yep, and he rounds out top 12, yep.
Alright, so 12 drivers finishing this race, only 12 drivers. That's a lot of points up for grabs in this race.
Yeah, points for everyone, just about.
Yeah, almost. Only one team staying outside of the points there. And one team very strong here, the BWT sponsored team taking 2 podium positions here with Icewind and Vikander.
Icewind takes the victory here, the only driver to finish with no penalty points.
And Pretorius, by the way, took that fastest lap, I think, at the end of the race. So that's going to be a few extra points for him, I think 2 of them.
Ace Boy takes 4th position again. He took 4th position in the feature race last week as well, so consistency there from Ace Boy.
Yeah,
Sassanitas as well, actually.
They're both going to be in a pretty good position for the sprint race now. Of course, we have the reverse grid, so Crystal, who had actually really good pace in the sprint race at the start, but then I think in qualifying had really good pace is actually what I meant. So we could be seeing a very strong race from him. Dragon right behind him, who had really good race pace. And it's gonna be Pretorius and Icewind starting at the back of the field.
Got to be said, Crystal's actually had a really good recovery drive there after everything that happened to him at the very start.
Yeah, I think that pit stop after the safety car really helped him. And
yep.
that was a really good choice there.
That's definitely the
excellent positions.
Definitely the best of a bad situation.
Absolutely.
Wait for everybody to load in and we can begin with the sprint race. It looks like it's going to be a dry race, so dry sessions all around today, which is unusual. Like I say, we've had rain and changeable weather conditions in the previous tiers running up to this race this week.
Yeah, but it's not like we need rain in F2 to have an exciting race, so...
No, this is true.
Still very much looking forward to this. I think it's 9 laps. Only 9 laps of race, so as soon as we have the safety car, there's a third of the race gone.
Yep, this is going to be a frantic race. Everybody choosing to go onto the mediums for this race. Sensible choice, of course. The only tyre that will get you to the... Well, I say the only tyre that will get you to the end. But the soft three will have to do a pit stop, I'm sure. Chief in chat says, let's go! Yes, Chief, where have you been? Did you see the first race?
Did you accidentally watch the wrong stream?
I think, well, Wimpy said the heading's sorted, so I'm assuming he's referring to the...
Yeah, it is.
To that, so we should be all good now, I think.
It's all fixed, yeah.
Oh no, you missed the first race, just back from being out, okay. Oh, you missed some good action, you're going to have to rewatch it.
Well, I almost missed the first race and just got back from being out at the start of the stream there, so... You all got lucky to even see that first race, but yeah, really good race there. Saw some really good pace from some of these drivers.
Crystals is already racing. He's flying around this track. Dragon racing with him. And we've got an almighty gap between Dragon and Backrow.
Yeah, Backrow not planning to get too much heat into these tires. And at the back, Zayton is also not planning to overheat those tires anytime soon.
Well, he's locking up a little bit coming into the corners. That's not going to help his chances here. There's some pretty big gaps in this formation lap. What are they doing?
Very interesting. Yeah, I think it's Iceland also holding up the guys behind.
Interesting. Meanwhile, the top 4 have managed to bunch themselves back up again. In fact, Crystal's slowing everybody right back down again. So that's probably the sensible thing to do, so he's not sitting waiting for ages.
Yeah, I think that might be the plan here. Yeah, everybody's now catching up. Alright,
Chief says he's not hearing you too well, yeah.
Yes. I will try to make myself even louder then. I don't know what the issue is. Something changed apparently. I am now gonna be louder. Yes? I think this should
Either
be good.
that or maybe I'm unusually loud and it's drowning you out, one of the two.
I don't think so, I don't think so. Actually, yes, I did. I did turn that up a bit, I think. It should be fine though. Let me know if boosted messes a bit loud.
Anyways, we look to go on the sprint race here. The 5 lights are on. We have a traditional little bit of a pause and the drivers get underway now. That looks like there's a monster start from, I think that's Ace Boy in the back there.
I think it's
Sassanidis, sorry, it's Sassanidis, yeah, another really, really good start. That's incredible.
Yeah, Sassanidis, these race starts really good here.
All the way into second, it looks like he's going to go side by side with back row up Rouge. This is going to be crazy. He makes it stick around the outside, but has to cut the corner in order to hold that position.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of corner cuts there at the upper end of Reading.
Fight continues. We're side by
side. They're 4 wide. That's
Jesus.
Ooh, they're actually 4 wide. They're going 4 wide into that turn, almost. And now we're in the braking zone.
So close. There's a bit of touching going on there. Everybody's making it through cleanly though. This is incredible.
Yeah, incredibly close racing here. Everybody's within the 10th, really. That's
insane.
Crazy. A lot
there's another dive from back row now coming into this right hander. He's gonna make it stick.
That position, though.
There's a yellow flag somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's Max Biltz and Futuristic getting some kind of issue there. I think mostly Futuristic, maybe going a bit wide.
Unbelievable. I mean,
yeah, so Sachinidis, amazing race start there from Sachinidis. Actually, McKender is up in P2. When did that happen? When did that happen? How? He made up 4 positions at that race start. I think he just got extremely, well, not just lucky, but also extremely good racing while everybody was so close to each other.
I can't believe everybody made it through in one piece there. We're 4 wide into the chicane. I mean, yeah, it did sort itself out and kind of became a 2 and 2, but my goodness.
And there's the first time penalty as well. Sachinidis is still trying to make up positions though. He's going really quick behind back row there. And he's taking that outside line.
He's going for it.
Yeah,
he's going to put him on the inside now. I think he might just do this. He's been having some really good he decides to pull back in, but he had, with his monster starts he's been getting, you'd think he'd be able to get a really good run out of the corners here. He seems to have really good throttle control today. A few position changes going on further back there. It's Gerala losing out to Joel, who manages to get past him.
Both of those also have time penalties already.
Yep, and Gerala all over the back of Joel still.
And Sachinidis now right behind.
Oh, and Dragon picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not what he wants from that position right now.
Sachinidis catching that slipstream off back row, and
Dragon's going for a dive into the chicane.
Sachinidis and back row touch. Yeah, Sachinidis and back row touched into the chicane there after the long straight, and it's back row who loses out a lot due to that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He had such a good run up until that point. He has no damage, so he's gotten away with that, but that's a lot of time and a lot of positions lost.
Yeah, at least he manages to hang on to the back of the field, so he might be able to make some overtakes before the end of the race.
His saving grace is that the pack is generally... Sorry, on you go, yeah?
There's not a lot of laps to make up positions on this track. There's 9 laps overall, and we've already seen 2 of those. We've seen almost 2 laps. I think the timing screen is messed up again.
I was going to say, the one thing that's going to be working in Backrow's favour to a degree here is that the pack is generally speaking quite bunched up still. It hasn't actually split away into the 2 or 3 little trains that we usually see.
Well, it's split up into 2 trains.
Oh, there's a yellow flag.
Yes, it's Futuristic again.
Futuristic.
I don't see any wing damage though. I think he's fine. So yeah, Crystal making a really big gap out in front, which is impressive because McKender had extremely good pace before, and he can't manage to catch up to Crystal yet.
Joel is carrying wing damage. He decides not to pit. He continues on. He's missing his left end plate, but he's going to carry on anyway. Trying to see if anybody else had damage then from the that incident at the end of the Kemmel Straight.
Dragon getting a bit of the run here on McKendra, but also Aceboy getting real close to Sachanides before the straight.
Crystals is pulling a ridiculous lead on McKendra here.
Yeah, Crystal
just driving away from them all.
Yeah, I think I said it earlier. He had a really good qualifying, but then of course that spin in the feature race cost him a lot.
Dragon makes a pretty easy looking move around the outside of McKendra.
Also Aceboy getting past Sachanides at the same place, with Pretorius now right behind them, and Icewind in P7.
Gurla and Joel are tangling as well. They're fighting pretty hard. Looks like Gurla's keen to get past Joel, who of course is limping that wounded car around the track at the minute.
McKendra keeping really close to Dragon. I think he wants to take that position back in the next lap. And Aceboy holding everybody back behind those guys.
Oh, Gurla picking up a 3-second time penalty there as well.
I think that's a second penalty already.
Yeah.
McKendra struggling a bit in this middle
Oh, he's
sector
side by side with Joel though, all the same. They're still side by side coming around this S-bends here. Manages to pull back in behind Joel. Doesn't manage to get the pass done. So Joel driving really well considering he's got a missing end plate there, and he's able to keep Gurla behind him.
There's a 4-car train here, by the way, behind Aceboy. Sachanides, Pretorius and Icewind all really close to each other. And Icewind within 2/10 of Pretorius, maybe looking to make a move here, or maybe on the main straight. And now Pretorius getting a really good braking zone here. Let's see who gets a good run. McKendra, by the way, not quite far enough away from Aceboy. Aceboy getting that DRS off McKendra, I believe.
This 4-car train here has got all the ingredients for an exciting run up the hill now.
Absolutely.
Looks like everybody's going to try and hold their positions and try and do the talking on the Kemmel Straight instead.
Ooh, that looked very risky from Pretorius. A bit of sliding there, and Icewind is right behind him.
Immediately we're looking like we've got people going side by side now, trying the Kemmel Straight.
Sachanides trying to take that position, P4. And he keeps it for now, but I think they're staying side by side.
Aceboy just slotting in behind him there. He does look like Sachanides has that position now.
Meanwhile, Icewind can't quite make the move on Pretorius because Pretorius also had the DRS in front of him. Oh, by the way, McKendra back in front of Dragon now. Back up into P2.
I think these two are going to be trading places for the rest of the race. We've got a yellow flag further back and 2 cars stopped. That's Max Spiltz and Backrow, I think, have had a coming together there.
Oh yeah, it's looking like a bit of a crash there.
I think
yes,
Backrow has no damage. Max Spiltz does have damage, and he's struggling to get those heated tyres to point his car in the right direction right now.
Meanwhile, still battling going on here in the middle sector. Looking like they're going to stay really close to each other. And Sachanides really trying to get that DRS off Drag.
Oh, and Zyken retires.
Oh, how did that happen?
What happened there? He's touched with Joel. Joel's missing his front wing, so there's a contact between the two there.
Is Joel missing more front wing than before?
Yes,
he is. Oh, a lot more. That's a lot more. Yeah.
Oh, and he retires.
For that. Yeah, I don't think he was any retiring on track. That was not optimal.
Yeah, was that deliberate? Well, not deliberate, but I wasn't sure if it was that or if it was because he was stationary for so long that the
Aceboy trying to make a move on the main straight now. Very interesting move by him. But Sachanides keeping that position for now. Is he going to be close enough to get DRS? No, he's not. So Aceboy going to be having a really good chance of a move here. But Pretorius trying to get past Aceboy behind them.
Look how close they are.
Oh, Pretorius really trying to get past Aceboy. I think that might... Oh, and now Icewind's getting in on the action as well. I think... Did Icewind just get past? Icewind just got past Pretorius there. That was an impressive move.
Three wide into this corner. Icewind comes out.
Oh, Icewind
spins.
Ah. And he touches the wall as well. Yeah, that's not optimal.
Going so well for him as well.
I think we're seeing a pattern here. You really shouldn't go 3 wide through that turn.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It almost
Sachanides spins by himself! Sachinides just spun out by himself. He doesn't lose a lot of time there, but
He's missing half his wing now though.
Oh, he did hit the wall.
That's
Yeah.
ruined his chances now in this race.
I think he might still stay out though. He has only 4 laps to go. He might be able to hang on to at least the points position. But Icewind is coming from behind, and he's gonna be catching up very soon. So now it's only Pretorius and Aceboy really fighting here, because the other two have had their issues.
We also have McKender still putting a lot of pressure on Dragon. Whether McKender will go for a move here or not, I'm not sure, because at the end of the day, Dragon does have penalties, so... Crystal's now pulled that lead out to over 3 seconds. He's having a monster drive today.
Ocean Chief in chat saying the inside line on that corner is absolute death if you go through there 3 wide. Well, if you're going through there with more than 1 car at least. So yeah, it's really easy to spin on that inside line. So that's why we're seeing so many spins there. By the way, in case anybody wants to see the tires, back row and mixed builds have pitted for soft tires.
Sassanides now pitting, presumably to repair that front wing. I would assume he'll jump onto the soft tyre.
And McKenna really close to Dragon again. I think those two might switch position again. As they have been every single lap, I think.
Yep, side by side again. That looks like a formality there. Pretorius trying to line up Aceboy as well. It looked like he was going to go for a late dive. A bit of moving left and right there from both drivers, actually.
And Pretorius getting a good run out of here as well.
Yeah. He's going to try and hang on to the back there for now and make a more definitive move later on. He keeps closing that gap. Getting very close in some places.
By the way, Gula is on 13 seconds of penalties somehow. I don't even know how you get 13 seconds if there's no pit stops. But he's managed to do it, and that's gonna hurt his chances of points. Because there's definitely drivers close to him that are gonna get past at the finish.
Is it? It's cloudy, isn't it? It looks grey.
Is it looking that cloudy to you? Huh.
I think so.
Interesting. So we
It's
might
definitely cloudier than it was. It's certainly not as... I mean, we were driving in sunshine at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, it's not very sunny right now, so we might still see... And I think if there's fewer laps, there's actually a bigger chance that rain suddenly starts. Not sure about that, but I believe that might be how it works.
Iceland does not have damage, Chief, I don't think. No, he doesn't. He had a few bumps there, but he's managed to get through unscathed somehow. Yeah, it's looking very grey.
McKenna putting in the fastest lap as back row at the back gets a time penalty on the soft tires.
I'm not sure it's grey enough that we're going to get rain before the end of the race here, but yeah, it's certainly looking very threatening. Maybe it won't affect us in terms of having a downpour, but certainly the tyres are going to be cooling down, so this might hurt some of the drivers.
It would be interesting to see rain in like the last lap, so everybody has to stay out. It would be interesting to see who can deal with a wet track on the dry tyres on these F2 cars.
Potentially watching a lot of F2 cars ice skating their way back round to the finish line. Christos has a bit of a lock-up coming around this hairpin now. He's now 2.7 seconds ahead, so he's lost a bit of time to McKender. I don't think that should really worry him because he's not losing it quickly enough as Icewind picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Talking about losing time, by the way, Dragon also has a 3-second time penalty, so Pretorius and Aceboy are kind of likely to get past him before the end of the race here.
They just need to stick as close to the back of Dragon as possible. He picks up a penalty again.
Yeah, that's
not good.
It doesn't change anything right now, but it still might, and it's going to make Pretorius and Aceboy even more likely to pass him. Pretorius, by the way, now pulling a gap on Aceboy after he finally overtook him after a few attempts there, and McKenna also making a bit of a gap back to Dragon. It's more than 1 second right now. It's about to be less than 1 second, so yeah, those two are on the edge of the DRS, and Dragon gets it for the straight.
It's definitely getting darker.
It is. I'm
convinced it is, yeah. we going to see a little shower on the last lap?
Keyboard Magnussen and P9 getting a time penalty as well.
Everybody's spaced out now by more than a second, with the exception of Ace Boy, who's 6/10 off the back of Pretorius right now.
Yeah, he somehow managed to catch back up. I think the gap was more than 1 second for a bit, but yeah, he's back on the back of Pretorius and he's got the DRS. So he's
This battle is for position. Neither driver has a penalty.
And it's going to be harder for Pretorius to catch up to Dragon, of course, when there's a car behind attacking him.
Ace Boy not able to get past on this occasion, but does manage to get very, very close.
Sahinid is still putting in fastest laps at the back. Did he pit? I believe he pitted for a front wing change and probably the soft tires as well.
Yep, that's right. He's been having a bit of a fastest lap battle with back row, who also put in a fastest lap about a lap earlier. So they're squabbling over that final point.
Grola, by the way, in the middle of the pack, having a pretty good race. Of course, the time penalties are not going to help at the end of the race, but just the racing itself, he's looking really good on track right now. And Icewind gets a penalty again. What's he doing?
That's ruined his race as well. He's gonna.
He's not dropping back yet, but it's gonna be tougher to get past Gorla on time penalties now.
Yeah, Icewind has enough of a gap to still hold his 7th position there. Futuristic, of course, 8 seconds behind him. Icewind only has 6 seconds of time penalty. I think he will still benefit from Gerla's 13 seconds as well as a yellow flag in sector 2.
Who's that?
That is back row, visiting the gravel trap there. I think he's managed to get round with no damage.
Ace Boy managed to get a lot closer to Pretorius now. I think he's really pushing to get that position back before the end of the race. He wants position, he wants 4th place, and it's the last lap, so he's gonna have to make it happen now.
This gap to Crystals is getting slowly smaller as well. I don't think it's going to be enough for Makendo to actually get close enough to make a move, but
I would doubt that, yes.
I would imagine that Crystals is looking at that time though, and he'll be feeling the pressure right now.
Ace Boy looking really good out of Radion there, and I think that's going to be a move down the straight. Yeah,
so
a lot of
position on
there.
the final lap of the race. Pretorius is not
slotting
going
in
to let it go.
He's going to have to let it go for now, but he's going to fight for the remainder of the lap and maybe make something happen at the end of this lap.
Keep quickly jumping on board just to see if there's any trickles of rain, but so far still dry, just cloudy and presumably slightly colder conditions right now.
Yeah, I think we're just getting a dry race here. If it had been a bit longer, like the feature race was, we would probably be seeing some rain there. Yeah, Pretorius still staying close to Ace Boy here, but there's not a lot of overtaking zones here. He's looking towards the inside. Yeah, you can see him looking towards the inside a lot, but yeah, not really an opportunity to take that position here. He's gonna try to do it along the straight, I believe, but we'll have to see what he tries. That was a good run out of there. Bit of wheel speed.
A good exit here. Oh, he
goes very wide. Pretorius went very wide there, and I think that might have hurt his chances a lot. He's gonna get the slipstream still. We'll have to see if he breaks later than Ace Boy.
We're gonna see a late dive then. Crystals is presumably gonna take the win here. We're gonna keep an eye on what's going on between these two. Here's Pretorius does manage to score.
Defending on the middle of the track there, braking very late, taking a very wide line through there.
Pretorius
not quite getting the traction. And Pretorius stays behind, Dragon dropping down to P5, by the way, because of the time penalties. So Ace Boy P3, he made it to the podium right there at the very end of the race with an overtake on the straight, and then Pretorius wasn't able to get that position back from him. Grola finishing down in P7. And we're going to see Futuristic passing the line. And he's 0.7 seconds behind him, so that's P8 for Futuristic, and they round out the points positions.
So quite an action-packed sprint race there. It's
yeah, we only had 9 laps there,
hard.
but a lot of action, a lot of overtakes on the straight. For sure.
Back row just finishes his race in the wall there. He's missing his wing and a wheel.
As Max Bills now drives past him, and he's gonna go all the way to the checkered flag, we hope.
Yep. I'll carry this round with the weight of the viewers on his shoulders now. Last man driving, so he gets the focus.
Yeah, let's not curse him though. I believe he'll be able to make it stick till the end of the race here and take the checkered flag.
Well, still no sign of the rain, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten you a bit worried there for no reason, but it was still a very entertaining race there. And Gurla is the driver of the day according to the game, because he did manage to get a lot of positions. I think he just really consistently kept driving there. The time
I don't know how we're going to award this. How do we award the driver of the day? I mean,
I'd say the one that sticks out to me in this race is McKender. He managed to get 2 really good positions, but it was also really good driving. He had those extremely good race starts in both races, I believe. Managed to hold on to P2 on the opposite strategy in the feature race. And in the sprint race, he managed to claw those positions back really quickly. Made some really important overtakes and took home that P2, almost catching up to Crystal at the end of the race, by the way. Crystal, by the way, getting a really commanding win here in the sprint race. Keeping it clean, keeping it on track, and that's what happens when Crystal can actually show his pace.
I'd have to. I think I'd agree with the McKender for driver of the day there.
Yeah, he was
consistently
really
in the points there. Yeah, both races he was right up there, wasn't he? And he made like as you say, made a really good strategy call in the first. I think he might have picked up a penalty. In fact, he did pick up a penalty in the first race, but aside from that, very, very clean, consistent driving there on both occasions. Icewind and Crystals, unfortunately, suffering the similar fates in opposite races there, one winning one, and then struggling in the other race.
Yeah, absolutely. So McKender looking very strong, very consistent here. I think that's a fair driver of the day pick.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alright, so let's move on to interviews. Exactly.
Second set of interviews this season. Let's move through them in order that we see them. So we'll start with Joel. Hello, Joel. Welcome to the commentary booth.
Good evening, and thank you for dragging in the most irrelevant driver out of all those in the interview lounge.
We decided. Well, I say we decided. I decided just to go through in whatever order anybody's in the lounge at, and you just happen to be at the top. So unfortunate. But no, it's a difficult race for you there. I think you were struggling a little bit, especially in that sprint race. There, you're having a bit of contact and a bit of bumps there. But then it was quite a volatile pair of races, actually, I'd say today. And yeah, how was that for you?
I mean, I had like relative pace as I did last week to be in the same positions, but I just wasn't focused enough. I think race 1, after the safety car, I don't actually remember what happened. Where did I finish? P10. Yeah, I stayed out too long on the mediums, and I had a bit of a spin, but without any damage. For some reason, I went head on into a barrier, and then Codemasters decided that my wing didn't suffer anything. So that was nice.
A lucky escape.
I was just about to get fastest lap on the final lap, but I found Futuristic and set to 3. So, second race, I got wing damage on lap 1 and tried to do the rest of the race with it, and then I span again in P1 like I did yesterday and in the first race, and I killed Azakin by involuntarily. Well, obviously, hopefully.
I think we did wonder what was happening with when that happened. I think I saw the spin in the background, but I couldn't quite see who touched who.
So I lost control of my car and I slid into the barrier on the left at the exit of Puon. And Azakin unfortunately went the wrong side of me and got dragged in with me. So.
Okay. An unfortunate couple of races then. Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of always to be expected at Spa. Spa's always one of those tracks that brings out quite a lot of action, as if there isn't already enough in F2. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. So I think we've got a break week, Eversnacks was saying, next week, and then we're going to Italy the week after that. So
wow. Wait, is it a break week for all the tiers next week?
I don't think so, actually. I think
Oh,
it might be only F2 there.
Well, it might be me just doing the calendar wrong.
in fact, there
I'm
is a
not
chance
sure.
because I'm noticing now Italy's actually scheduled for the 7th, which is a Friday.
Huh.
Ox.
Wait.
We'll get back to you on that, viewers.
Yeah. I know. I remember doing it wrong, like at some point, because I didn't add 7. I can't add 7 to things properly. So, and I probably forgot how many days there were in April. So there you go. It is on a Saturday, but yeah, it's in 2 weeks. Then I
Okay.
don't know
we're
why.
having 2 break weeks then potentially. Is that right? Yeah.
No,
24th
No,
24th
it
today, so that's
says
on to the
break week.
we're
7th,
having
and
one
then
break week because that's
says-
plus 14, which is actually plus 13, but it should be plus 14.
So it's break week Italy, then break week, and then Monaco.
I don't know. I'll
All right.
make
We'll
sure
get back
everyone
to
knows
you with
what's
an update
happening.
on the calendar.
we'll get the commentators of Tier 4 on Wednesday to clear all that up for us.
My incompetent math skills.
we'll figure that out. But yeah, Italy. You looking forward to that one?
I don't know, to be honest. Haven't done any driving there for a while, so there'll be lots of slipstreaming and 5 wide, which we all love. So should be
I think
entertaining.
the trickiness of it, I think, will be with how easy the cars lock the rear wheels on this one, coming in with high speed into the likes of Parabolica. Chances of seeing people spinning out there will be quite high, I think.
Well, I'll let you know that I've never locked up once in my whole career, so.
Oh wow!
Wonderful. Amazing.
Because I use ABS. Bye.
I see.
And he's gone. Wonderful.
Before we had a chance to flame him for it. Okay. Right, who should we pull in next? Let's pull Crystals in for a chat.
Yes.
Hello, Crystals. Congratulations on your sprint race victory. That looked incredibly commanding. You had quite a gap there for the majority of the race, in fact. How did you find that?
Yes, it was pretty easy, too much in my opinion. I felt like Dane in Tier 2, honestly. Yeah, I just thought to bring it home, and in the last lap, first turn, I was losing my car. And I was praying for no safety car because I don't have a good experience like last season in Japan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty. I mean, the first race was pretty horrible because I did an accident with the Ace-Boy in the Rouge. And yeah, that's my race.
I saw that. It was a bit of a strange one. It looked like you were just coming side by side up through Eau Rouge, and then I don't know. Did you one of you kind of go wide and come back and touch, or what exactly
No, I
happened
mean,
there?
I think after we'll check, but I got some understeer, so I hit it Ace-Boy, so I spun.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah,
I
after
wasn't
about,
too sure.
yeah, we'll check my stream.
Yeah, but even after that incident, it looked like pretty good pace from you there. You managed to claw back quite a few positions, get into the points, and then getting a really good starting position for the sprint race, of course, and you managed to hold on to that really well.
Yes, I was hoping for P8 because I know with P8 in the sprint race you're in P1. And honestly, I mean, I wasn't too much happy about P1 because you know, with the slipstream, it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Especially with these cars that you can't have any type of ERS.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, definitely. But yeah, so
Chief, I didn't say gamma.
Stop. I did wonder if that was coming. Yeah.
I mean, I changed microphone because with the other, I don't know, it's like broken. So yeah, I think my voice is different.
You're a lot clearer. I don't think you're as high pitched as what they're making out. But yeah, at least we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I shall push you back into the interview lounge. before this gets any crazier. But yeah, no, commiserations for the first race there, and yeah, congratulations on the victory in the sprint race there. And
Yeah, thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing you racing in Monza next.
Also next show.
Hmm
That's interesting. Well, I just hope to turn spin in the Ascarian Parabolica, but yeah.
Yeah,
Should
we
be.
just had it before in the last interview. We were just talking about how easy it's gonna be to spin when you lock up the rear tires
Yeah, really
in
easy to
Italy.
spin. Also, I'm the king of the spins, so yeah, I will try to do my best.
Yeah,
Well, at the
so
very least, we're gonna look forward to seeing the most beautiful spin from you.
absolutely.
Yes, I hope, but yeah, I hope to not do any spins in the future.
But yeah, so we'll see you there in 2 weeks' time. Then I think it is. I think there's a break week next week, although we're not 100% sure what's going on with that yet. So
Yeah, next
we'll
week.
find out.
Yeah,
But
we have a break.
yeah. So thanks for speaking to us today, and yeah, see you in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so who else do we have? Ace Boy's in the interview channel. Shall we have a chat with him? He's had a pretty consistent couple of races, actually. He managed to finish 4th position in the feature race, I think it was, and then 3rd position in a sprint race. So, yeah, Ace Boy, quite a consistent couple of races there for you. How did you find that today?
Yeah, quite close. I was first feeling a bit off because I had a complete different setup loaded in to what I was used to in the time trial right before I got on. So I had to adapt to that, as well as overall the race was good. I believe I had decent pace. I was able to keep up with the top 4 guys or 3 guys in the feature race.
Yep.
And yeah, the sprint race was looking good. First of all, after Pretorius passed me, I was thinking I'm not gonna make it anymore, and I just thought I'll just go for P4 after I saw that Dragon got 6 seconds.
Mhm.
So I just thought I'll stick with that, but Pretorius made a mistake coming into La Source in the penultimate lap, and that made me catch him up. And I thought just stick with him through the whole lap and pass him on this camel straight at the end. And I did that. Managed to hold on to P3. I had to defend really hard from him a few laps, especially the last one. I had a bit of an understeer and almost lost it.
Yeah, I think we never saw you running wide or struggling the understeer at all, but we certainly saw you having to defend pretty hard in the closing sections of the final lap there, as Pretorius looked like he was getting really close and looked like he was really keen to try and take the position back from you again there. It was almost actually a photo finish on the start finish straight, so it was really good to watch that. It was really good close fighting.
Yeah, really happy with that.
Yeah, so I think we're off to Italy in a week or 2, or well, we haven't decided yet. We can't figure out the calendar yet, but we'll find out what's going on with that soon. But yeah, Monza next. So are you looking forward to Monza at all? Come on, who doesn't like Monza?
I don't. I
What?
don't. I love Italy. Italy, I love. It's like my second home country, I would say, just because I love everything there. Everything's just beautiful over there. The food, the people, the cities. Yeah, I love that, but I'm not a big fan of the track.
That's interesting. Because I totally agree with everything you said before. I dislike the track. Yeah, so maybe you'll have to wait another year and we can race in Imola instead.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just create alternative characters, Italian characters and I just joke around with that. Before the rest, yeah. For the rest, I not a big fan of the track.
Well, so Yeah, be a potentially challenging race then, maybe when we head there next then.
Yeah.
But anyways, I will let you go back to the interview channel. Thanks very much
All
for coming for a chat with us.
See ya.
And yeah, we'll see you in
Goodbye.
the next week time, a week or 2 weeks or whenever it is.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so last but not least, we have got Futuristic in the interview channel, so we'll pull him in for a chat.
Yes.
Hello, Futuristic. There's
Hello.
quite a bumpy looking race from, well, generally speaking, from all angles, both races, in fact. There was a few side-by-sides, and then I think, was it the sprint race? We had 4 going into one corner as well, which caused a lot of drama. It's
think
kind of
so,
hard to
yes.
track where everybody was, so were you caught up in any of that at all anywhere?
Luckily not. I was actually behind Joel at that point, so luckily it wasn't a big crash, because otherwise half the field would have got tangled up with it. So yeah, they did very well to keep it 4 wide and keep it clean for the most part. There were some. I'm not saying that the 4 guys who was side by side with each other did anything wrong, but there were, in my opinion, it was some cheeky rejoins by others. So
Yeah, but
yeah, it's a bit furious.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of expecting a safety car at that point when I saw the 4 coming into the 1 there, and especially since I think there's a couple of guys up ahead that were side by side as well. So yeah, a hell of a lot of action going on up and all the way up and down the track today. Looked like you had a few bumps and a few spins yourself in a few areas. Was that just locking up the rears and swinging the car around, or is that just touching the grass where you shouldn't be, or?
Well, the feature race wasn't pretty good, but in the sprint race, I think we were side by side. It was me, Pretorius, and Joel into the understeery right-hander, and yeah, I unfortunately tapped Pretorius and spun around, and I was last. Then I caught up to a Seiken keyboard and company, and when I caught up to them, it was 30 through the sector 2 chicane after Puan, and I was, yeah, basically a passenger in that spin. I think it was the dirty air because it was on the exit, so it was a pretty weird spin because I didn't really touch any curbs, so I got caught by surprise, and yeah, it was. I'm lucky that I got points, basically.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. It was one step in the right direction from last week.
Definitely. Well, it was a challenging race, but yeah, points are points. So yeah, you can't complain at that, I suppose. Yeah, so we're off to Monza at some point next. I don't know if it's 1 week or 2. We're going to find that out for everybody hopefully soon. But yeah, are you looking forward to that one at all?
I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be like this crazy race into, especially on the second lap. I think we are gonna get even closer to turn 1. So
yeah, there's a few guys that we've been speaking to tonight already. We've kind of been suggesting that we might see difficulties with the likes of the sort of entries into the fast corners like Parabolica, where you're hard on the brakes and then early onto the throttle, especially with how easy these cars can lock the rear tires up.
I don't think Parabolica is gonna be that hard, but I think maybe turn 1 and the first chicane and Lesmo 1 should be more interesting than Parabolica. So it's gonna be a crazy race at least, especially in the sprint race, because this fastest guy from the feature race is starting in P8 and upwards. So maybe we can hold them back a little bit longer for this race, because it would be good to get some more experience with fast guys around me. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward with some good battles.
Definitely, I think so are we. It's been a good season for the racing so far this season, and yeah, I can't wait to see what's coming next. But yeah, I think that's all I have, unless Eversnacks has anything else. But
I don't think so. Yeah.
oh, okay, so I will let you go back to the interview channel. Yeah, thanks very much for coming and speaking to us, and we look forward to seeing you race in the next race.
Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you.
Okay, so that concludes the second race of this season.
Yeah. Quite some close racing. We didn't have a lot of laps, so everybody knew they had to make those position changes, and they had to make them stick out of the camel straight mostly. But we also saw some nice overtakes all over the track as well. Always interesting to watch these F2 cars go side by side.
Couple of crazy moments. The 4 wide at the end of the camel straight was particularly exciting. So I'm hoping there'll be some onboard footage from some people that can see exactly what happened there from their perspective, because that looked really, really tight.
Yeah, and I think we can expect to see something similar in the next race as well, because we're going to have another really long straight where it should be quite easy for some people to line up good moves out of the last turn. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that next race, whether it is next week or in 2 weeks. We'll figure that out, and we'll get that information to you in one of the other streams, I'd assume, or on the Discord.
Yep, definitely. I mean, the straights of Monza, I think, are gonna. Oh, I say the straights. So you've got two DRS zones on Monza, and then you've got at the end of those DRS zones, you've got areas where we're gonna see quite a lot of dives and things, I think, especially going through like the Ascari chicane, and of course, as we already know, the first chicane as well. So yeah, it's one of those tracks where the amount of speed that's on it and the width of the track as well, I think it's got all the recipes that we from everything we've seen previous to give us a really, really good race. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yep, definitely looking for a very good and hopefully very clean as well race. I think it's been getting a lot better this season. Last season was a bit of a mess at times, but this season it seems to be that the drivers are very much trying to keep it clean, and we'll hope to see that continue.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that's the end of the stream for today. We'll see you again tomorrow for 2 SRL Tier 2 at 18:20, or 2 SRL Tier 1 at 20, or 8 o'clock p.m. And then we will be back with you either next week or in 2 weeks. We'll figure that out. Same time at 20:45 for Formula 2, the third race in Monza. Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching. And
yep, thanks guys.
We'll see you for the next one.